Tim and Tuesday here. We're just off a day of real application of our shared work model, and so wanted to share some of the things that are on our mind after this great day of work.
Yeah, I felt like we literally spent the day working with a kind of multi-stakeholder group, building that shared articulation of the work that they are then going to use to go and build mandate with the respective decision makers within the different organizations and contexts they come from, but also doing that in such a way that that their organizational purpose and mandate is being fulfilled through their participation in the collaborative work. So it's like literally that model of like the circle with shared work in the middle and then the little circles around the outside which have the organizational purposes embedded was right there. And we weren't caught up in building visions. We weren't caught up in like trying to predict the future. It was a real day of like rooted in the reality of the moment and the work that we are faced with, finding a way to articulate a shared commitment to it. And it was no small thing, eh?
No, and what was exciting was at the end of the day, they identified that it was not the work they would have thought they would have identified as shared work, and they were excited. So they were surprised by it, and they were excited by it. And that felt amazing. It was actually real newness because they did want to start with vision, right? Like that was part of what we talked about was we have to have a vision to go the same. And actually we didn't. We could just dive into the work together, and that work was unexpected and exciting to them by the end of the day.
Right, because vision isn't particularly helpful in a world you can't predict, right? In working with a future you can't predict.
Yeah.
So there was a couple of things that come up for me, and one particularly was that the alignment we were building between different organizations and people was very deliberate and strategic to enable the project to last through a highly unpredictable political context. So there were like political vicissitudes of shifts in leadership, direction. There was a very deliberate, conscious design about how we kind of like manage up the political chain or manage into the volatile political context as well as back into our own organization. So that piece about all levels all the time of like looking at like what's the risks we're willing to take as individuals, how do our organizations and our teams turn up in this place, right? And what is the work that unites us and what is the context we're working in was really alive. And I think that question of how we operate with unpredictable political will is a huge issue for many of the systems change projects I was in today, and that was a really essential part of the work, and it was exciting to be in it.
Yeah. And the other thing I think that came up was that idea around relationship as resolution. At one point, as we were talking about the work and kind of digging into the work together, one of the participants just kind of said, well, I'm gonna trust you. Right? It was kind of like there was no basis for, a long-term relationship or a trust to develop, but she just decided, I'm going to take this leap. We're not going to actually resolve this issue to both of our satisfactions right now. I'm going to trust you, and we're going to move forward together. We're going to stay in relationship. It was quite a moment, wasn't it? It was really,
very much so.
Really nice.
Very much so. Yeah, so it was an exciting day. I mean, both of us were sitting down afterwards just being like, oh, we really walked our talk today in terms of like at the end of the day being like, oh, not in terms of, I don't think we designed it specifically, but it's just becoming so embedded in how we think about the work and think about the world that it was our design, So it was great to be in the kind of living experiment of this model and seeing it bear fruit for this group of folks we were working with.
Yeah, absolutely. Great day. Wanted to share it with you. Good to be with you, Tim.
Aye.
Yeah.
Take care, friends. Bye.